Hello, Gomez here from the LAN channel with another deck for you today. This one involving Trundle and Demacia with, Judgment and whatnot. We'll get into it. It's called Cold Judgment, so let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, it's called Cold Judgment, and the reason for that is because obviously it's got majority free yard. Let's just go into each little bit. So your turn one, draw, as well as just like I something to put out there. Drawing champions. This actually runs Trundle and 2 Garens. I will explain later on when we get down the line. Purify, just because Purify sometimes it's like it's the old school which are Shushingtons, but without the ability to hit followers. Like that can actually be taken out. It's just that right now there has been a few injured decks and a few decks where it's been followers who people have been putting things on, so that's why I've actually put 2 copies in, but technically that is something that it's not needed. Healing, just to get your widget to heal your Nexus. This to grant overwhelm, just because obviously you're going to have mostly Freljord, so the allegiance should still stand on that. There's a lot of there's a few 8 cost cards in here, so this one just gives this regeneration. Garen, Trundle, and so this is where the important bit comes in. So obviously the 8 cost cards, as long as you've got things that are 8 plus, this can grant overwhelm and regeneration. The important bit is the overwhelm. So the fact that it can grant overwhelm means that if you can give it, and obviously this is also going to be giving overwhelm, Trundle, when he levels up, gets overwhelm. So the whole idea here, the concept that this deck is built around is building some big minions that are going to stay on the board because of their regeneration, and then build up their attack, and they're you can use Battle Fury and things on those lines. But the reason why there's 2 Garens, Judgment. It's Cold Judgment, so you can hopefully wipe their board, and then those overwhelms are still going to be going through. So the idea is wipe that out and then boom, hit them forward with everything you've got with the overwhelmness, because obviously once they're out of the way, once the minion's out of the way, the overwhelm damage is still going to be going in. So that's the idea, and a little bit of rally here, as well as the fact that it being +8. So that's these are all your 8 cost cards. That is to try and pound more damage in, and this is just to help rally. Garen as well also rallies, as well as once he's on the board you get if there's another copy in hand, you do get another judgment. So technically potentially 3 judgments. So that's why I've only put 2 copies of Garen in. The main thing you want is Trundle to level him up so that he can get that overwhelm feature. And then obviously if you can get some ice pillars on the board as well, that's all good, just so that you can get what you get damage through. You can also obviously grant it overwhelm and regeneration to the ice thing, so you can keep what you feel basically using that as a blocker. It keeps regenerating itself, and the fact that you're giving it overwhelm, you could then potentially throw Battle Fury on top of it. Battle Fury as well can just be used on any of the overwhelm means that's going to be doing more damage in, and then I have put this in just as for for a little bit more heals, but then also it can get the cost of a card like this down, or any of the other cards. It depends on whether or not you need. It's more for the healing factor, but if you are enlightened as well, with 10 mana, it does just help making something cost a 0. So that's the idea of Cold Judgment. It's a bit of a weird concept, but let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Also, shameless plug time, there's my Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. I'm active on all of them, so if you want to follow and get more of this curly head mustachio bastard man's content, please feel free to it just helps me out. If you want to help me out on my journey of becoming a content creator, please feel free to, but do not feel forced. I never want anyone to feel forced into these things. And down below, so all the links are down below, as well as links to the Discord if you want to join the Discord and join us there. That's it. If you join on Twitch, I'm live on Mondays and Wednesdays. I will be up in that schedule soon, but Mondays and Wednesdays, and so you can catch the action live and ask me silly questions or ask me to make silly decks. I'm always up, or even just challenge me. It's all good. But anyway, let's see how this deck do in a few games. So let's do that. We're against an aggressive deck, but if we can draw okay and get our heals, we might be okay. So I mean, we've got some heals there. I'm actually gonna keep this hand. We haven't got any 8 cost cards. So that means that we haven't got our behold abilities yet. I just need to hope that we're going to draw them, but it's just I've got my turn 1, turn 2, and potentially turn 3 if they've done some damage. So I just need to hope that we draw one of our 8 costs before, obviously, the things which need them. So we have only hope. Oh, poor cannon as well. Oh, it's devastating. I'm actually going to throw this forward because if he defends, then, like, you know, it means he doesn't get the attack. Let's face it, he's going to be hooking this away. Understandable. Yeah, hooks that away. Gets the free damage in. We can heal for free damage next turn. So it's not the. It's not. We're okay at the moment. Not perfect, but we're okay. Maybe. Okay, so at least we have an 8 cost card in hand, which is nice. Forcing them to actually, in case they've got any removal spells in hand, let's just try and force them out right now. And then we'll just do the heals to our Nexus. Force him to remove his own hook as well, which is nice. And there's Draven. Which, to be fair, we're not going to be able to do anything about, but it's fine for the time being. I mean, technically that, but then he'll just use his axe, so that technically doesn't do anything. We'll throw this out and hope that we have the allegiance so that we can get an overwhelm. We'll see how it goes. We have our 8 costs, so at least that's going to be overwhelm. Got draw as well here. Draw as well, so that's fine. Throw this in front of here, throw this in front of here, and throw you in front of there. Okay. It will force him to use his get excited on this meat. Like I was saying, I could have put the sentry for draw, but I'd rather have that damage if I need that damage. So yeah, there we go. I'm fine with that. Okay. So Draven didn't get that. We could actually throw Garen out right now. He's quite an annoyance with his regenerate, or we go for draw as well as buff, which actually would mean that we'd be widening our board, which actually is probably the better move against this deck, because this deck can build a board very quickly. So actually, yeah, we're widening our board. We're widening our board instead of playing Garen and get some draw. We've got Trundle. Trundle is buffed up, which is very nice. There we go. We should. It's all coming together. So we're gonna throw both of these forward, because if he wants to, he can trade off. Like, obviously, he can throw things in front. They've both got overwhelm. If he's got any removal, like I said, if we can force, because this deck is all about hitting you fast and hitting into your core with most of its spells. Most of the spells in this deck, so it's get excited and mystics and whatever the hell else. Most of it, they're aiming to be hitting your core. So if you actually force them to use any of those spells for removal on your minions, you're actually doing okay. Weirdly enough, so it should be all good. I could either throw you out, but I'm going to actually throw Trundle out. Get that ice pillar in hand, as well as the fact that his health is going to be more. So I want to get rid of Jinx. It's whether or not, is he going to have the removal for both? So obviously I can put you in front of Jinx, like I put you in front of Draven. The chance of him having the removal to save both is less likely. He's probably going to save Jinx, so he's probably got to get excited in hand, which will save Jinx. Actually, well, maybe we actually throw this around the other way, because we do want Trundle to survive, because he is going to be doing everything to save Jinx, I think, here. So I feel like this is the better move. because admittedly I said get excited, he could have. Okay, yep, so that's what I mean. He would have killed Trundle. So the main point was that he couldn't save both. And so I don't mind that. So he's already got that. We could throw this down, but you're going to get overwhelm anyway. And you've already got regeneration, so there's actually no point in that. It's like a bit. There's no point in putting that on top of something. So let's go. Let's give something else +3/+3 and overwhelm, and then grant it even more so with the omen. Then we've got a big board, and we can throw the ice thing down next time to level up Trundle. This is fine. We need to be careful about what's in hand because obviously we still want to keep Trundle alive. So Jinx is obviously the one who we want to kill. So we can actually throw all these forward. Throw all of these forward. We could even throw. I mean, that's draw. If he's gonna throw, he could throw Jinx in front of this. Obviously, we would want to be killing Jinx with something else, but that's fine. This is full. We could have actually thrown everything forward. In all honesty, I should have actually probably thrown everything forward. So yeah, no, I should have thrown everything forward. That's fine. We would have been off by 1, but yeah, I could have technically thrown everything forward. He says. That's fine. As I said, any removal that we're forcing them to use like on our minions rather than on our Nexus is good. That's what we need. Because let's face it, we've still got Board Superior. We've got Board Superior. He's about to level up his Jinx. But we've got a Trundle who's about to level up the second we throw the Ice Shard down, who's gonna regenerate back up to 7 health in a second. We've got advantage in terms of health. We should technically be okay. We do actually have a rallying ability as well if we needed it. So we should theoretically, hopefully, be okay, because it's going to take him a lot to actually use all those cards in hand to be able to use Jinx's bomb. So, or rocket. So, technically, maybe we might be okay. He's making it easier for him to discard the things which are in hand. Right, so yeah, I'm actually going to use this because we're going to get that mana back, and it also levels up Trundle. So, that works. As well as giving it something else that we can block with. We could actually go with the rally ability as well, as I said now. Which isn't too bad. Could throw Garen out.
I have my orders.
I feel like maybe so we can force some trades now if we go for the rally move. So because we could throw you down on top of this, but we haven't got anything to actually buff that one's attack. But obviously that would mean that it is going to be, yeah. Let's just throw that out. Give us the rally and mean that they then have to, like, we're forcing movement upon them. Okay. So get rid of you. If he's got another get excited, he will get rid of our ice pillar. I feel like that's okay. I feel like that's okay. Because even if we do lose our pillar, he's using most of his other things, then we just attack fourth again. At least that's the plan. If it works out. Which hopefully it will do. It will work out. Why are we going into this negatively? This will work out. So, the question is, what are you going to do now, my friend? Just like, I didn't want to throw Trundle in front. I was like, there it is. He knows. He knows that he's out of his resources. It's fine. It's all good. Okay, so this is going to be just dragons mostly, because the phone Demacia in as well, and Demacia's got a few dragons as well as... is the one... No, I think the one who discounts dragons is actually still in Targon. But... yeah, I'm actually going to keep this in case he does have that, like... because that's going to work against the dragon that's got, like, challenge or whatnot. I feel like we still keep that. And I'm actually going to keep this as well for a quick buff and overwhelm, as well as obviously that for my turn 1. Somebody's got something forward to defend. So actually, I don't mind this. I know that we're not starting with any 8s in hand, which means that we don't have the thing, but there's time. We've got time to draw them, so this is fine, hopefully. Of course. I don't mind doing that. Stop that free damage from coming through immediately. Because all I do, it would be mostly be used to try and defend this, so I'm not gonna mess around. Invoke. That's the thing. You don't know what's they're gonna be getting in those cards. That's gonna be the thing. So obviously there is a lot of obliterate, and so obliterate does kind of counter what we're trying to do. So sadly, there's nothing I can do about that. Which obliterate and like hush are kind of like the main problems, but you know, you do what you gotta do. You hope for the best. Yeah, so then we throw you out next turn. We could attack forward with bow because he can't defend, like, he probably defend the sentry. So you'd actually kill both of them with this. We could actually silence one, but I really want to leave the purifiers for his dragons, because like the ones that I've said, like, just to get rid of that fury. There's the challenge. There's the one who just like basically keeps stunning. So I'd rather actually keep that back for like those things that I know I'm gonna find annoying. So he's drawn some dragons into his hand. It's not got the challenge ones, that's fine. They might, I mean, I know that we don't have Troll Chant in this deck, but he might think that we do. Don't get me wrong, Troll Chant is something that you could, so you could potentially get rid of these purifiers for that, but I like the way that things are at the moment. But I might be, which I said it's one of those things. You can go either way. We could actually throw you out on top of this, but your health is not really the kind of thing that matters to me. Getting that out would get rid of these. We're going with the heals because you've also got overwhelm and the 6/6, so that is actually decided to counter this dragon. So I feel like that's our better move. Throw him out, just heal ourselves up a little bit. Not that we needed it, but it's more the overwhelm. So the obliterate could be problematic, but it's fine. So I could actually throw this forward. Oh no, stunning. So that's fine. That's fine. Because I still want to keep that as a defense there. Could silence that to stop it from having the dragons for cheaper, but I'd rather silence the dragons themselves. Obviously, can't silence this one because of the spell shield, but he's later on down the line. That's what I'm waiting for. Do still obviously have this. See? Now you're somebody to silence. Alright, and we'll also throw you out to have regeneration. Yeah, no, we'll throw you out to have regeneration. Could have thrown you out, but this is fine. This is fine. So silence this so we're not actually getting any stuns happening. He's not going to do anything right now. That's all good. Right, we're just throwing this out more so that we are actually getting the level up on Trundle. So we know that that's leveled up and fine. Okay. So we could actually use this just because we know we're going to be wiping a few things off the board, especially the one who's going to be discounting his dragons. But let's see whether or not. The annoyance is it doesn't actually get you. If only it got you. So on our side, we will be giving ourselves draw, which is quite nice. So yeah, no, we're going to throw this out. So we're going to be wiping out a lot of his board as well as getting a bit of draw on our side, and we can still also either save the mana or play a sentry. And most of our things have got, I say most of our things, like 2 of our things have got regenerate, so at least this isn't really going to be affecting them too badly. Potentially single combat, a couple of single combats. Yep. Single combat. So we're losing our Trundle. But on the plus side, he is also losing this dragon now on top of that. So that's fine. So that means that we can at least throw this out for a little bit more draw. Just for defensively, for a bit more draw. I feel like that's something that I'd like. And we can throw this on top of this, or we could even throw you out and then throw it on top of you so that you can continuously regenerate as well as having overwhelm, which won't actually be bad. I was thinking about that, but we have already leveled up Trundle, so it's actually fine. It's more the obliterate thing which gets me. It's being a potential thing. Sort it, we'll do it. If you keep living in fear of what can happen, you never do anything. So might as well. So we could actually make sure that we're getting rid of that one before he throws anything else out. If he does throw something to buff on top of this, yeah, no, that's fine. Just because obviously he's got a lot of things which are obviously to do with dragons. This whole deck is to do with dragons, so the less dragons he has, the better. That's fine. Because he's not actually killing that. So yeah, that's fine. And next turn we could actually give this. I feel like we give the tough minion. I feel like we give the tough minion that. I'm not going to play it immediately because he could have the kill card in here. So this is why we leave you back to see which one gets. Okay, so it's just ASOL. That's fine. That is fine. Potentially, we could even go with throwing this on top of this now, so that we know we're going to be able to get him away. But I do also like the idea of having this mean that I can continuously use the trade. Because the problem is that the second that he levels up, that's going to be causing issues. So potentially what we can do now is cause a couple of issues of our own. Yes, actually we can't draw ASO where we want, but we can get rid of one of his other dragons. Yeah, so he probably will go here. He probably will go here with ASO, which would make sense. Yeah. On the plus side, that's getting rid of another one of his minions, as well as giving us draw, which is nice. So as long as we can stop the cards that he's getting, like costing 0, if we can stall the level up, then we should actually be okay. Because obviously we're waiting for judgment. Because if we can get judgment, then, or even just some of our furies. He could still have Hush, which obviously Hush is going to be a big problem for us. But yeah. making things cost less. So Judgment is definitely something we're going to need soon to be able to deal with that elusive. So he's only doing that because he's making sure that he's going to be able to get that level up. So that's fair play. We could actually silence this. He's still going to get the A soul level up. So he's still going to get the level up, but at least he doesn't have that elusive on the board to help him out. Which at least is something. So the question is whether or not we just keep going forward. If we just go forward with attacks now. Just so that we're trying to stop that from being a thing. So we just keep going forward with attacks. We do actually have Battle Fury. So if there's somewhere where he can't defend. I mean, I know that obviously he could have shut, which is like he could have silence. Is obviously potential. And sadly it's a potential we're gonna have to hope that it's not there, but let's go with it. We could have made sure we could kill the ASOL, but I'd rather try and get the victory if we can. I just hope that he hasn't got the silence in hand. So that should hopefully, if he hasn't got the shushenings, that should be game. He's got the shushenings. Oh nope, he's got better ways. Yeah. Fair play. Well, we've done all we can do. Sadly, yeah, no. So we can still get that through, and like there's no point in that heal, sadly. The second they get that, you're basically done. Because the second they get that, he could just play all of those for 0. There's going to be obliterate cards in there as well as minions. So that's basically done. But we did what we could. I knew that it was a risk. I knew it was a risk, but I'd still take it every time. Let's just see whether or not he's going to continuously make more things. Let's face it. That's the most annoying one out of all of them, because it grants every +2 and overwhelm. So that's going to be the killer. But yeah, there we go. There we go. We did all we could do, but we're dead. Dead. I mean, we're dead. Yeah, there's literally nothing we can do now. But we there it is. There's the emote. Just the I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. But to be fair, well played to him. Well played. We gave it our best innings, and sadly, our best wasn't good enough. So it's all good. Just finish me now. Finish it. Finish the fight. I mean, if you're not going to finish the fight, then I will just hit the surrender button if I need to. Okay, so go on then. Go on then. Finish it. Sadly, we didn't actually get to get the judgment thing out at all. There was like, we just never drew judgment, or had Garen on the board with the other Garen in hand to be able to use another judgment. But that's the theory behind that bit. Sadly, we didn't actually get to see the judgment. Like, obviously the whole point of this is cold judgment. We didn't actually get to see that effect at all. I do apologise for the way that these get filmed. I've only got a certain time to film it, so I basically throw myself into some matches and see how it goes. So I've got other things that need to be recorded. But so sadly, we didn't actually get to see cold judgment in its judgment form. But obviously the overwhelm factor can get through quite a few things. As you can see, sadly in that match with ASOL, they had the counter to be able to just stop that. But we went with our best shot. So I mean, technically we could have buffed the one who was on ASOL to force the thing there, so we still would have had a bit of damage. But I think we still would have ended up losing that, especially considering the fact that they had that burst spell one, which just creates a handful of Celestials, and with him leveled up, they were all going to be costing 0. There was like at least 2 obliterates in there, so we were already dead. But I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about this deck down below. Let me like a comment to see. Let me know whether or not you used it, how it worked for you, whether or not you changed anything of it. Please just let me know. And if you enjoy this content, why not hit that subscribe button and which yeah, hit the likey like if you did, if you liked the video. But as I already said before, streaming on Twitch on Mondays and Wednesdays. There's a Discord link down below, so if there's all the links and whatnot down below. If you want to join any of these things, join the community, have some fun in Discord talking Legends of Runeterra, please feel free to. But other than that, all I have to say is thank you all so much. Until next time, bye. Very lucky. Let's hope that I can find. Oh! When you still find lethal from your opponent's deck, when they do everything they can, but you still use their own deck against them, it's such incredible force. See?